Okay, on number 29, we're going to have to use our calculator for this. The balance owed Y on a $100,000 mortgage after X payments is shown in the table below. Graph the data points with each of the following equations to determine which is the better model for the data. And it does say if X is the number of months that payments have been made. Here's my monthly payments. So they're telling me that this is my X, and it should be my list number 1 in my calculator. And this over here will be list 2. Okay? So grab your calculator and make sure it's on. And then you're going to hit Stat. And then up here we're going to hit, it says Edit, we want number 1. So just hit Enter. And then if you've got old lists, you're going to scroll up, hit Clear, and Enter. Scroll over and scroll up, hit Clear, and Enter. And they're gone. And now I'm going to type in 12, 36, 48, 60, 84, and 108. Just double check, make sure I got them all in there. Yes, I do. Then go over to the Y's and type all these numbers in here. Okay, and we got them in there. All right, so lists are in. Now, you're going to go to your Y equals 2, and I had already done these earlier, so I did type them in, but just to make sure that we know how to do it, I'll type them in again. So we hit 10,000, and then to get the square root sign, above your X squared, there is a square root sign in blue. I hope you can see that. So I'm going to hit second and the X squared button, and the square root sign pops in. Sorry, I need to take a drink. And then I got 108 minus X underneath the radical, and hit Enter. And then 390,071.663X, and they're going to raise it, so hit your caret button here. You're going to raise it to a negative 0.474 and hit Enter. Now, I have to, when I hit my graph key, I want to make sure I can see all 6 of these points and both of these equations. So, these shouldn't be a problem. Here's where the problem is. Number 1, I need to have my stat plot on. So I'm going to scroll up to the top so that stat plot is highlighted and hit Enter. If your calculator doesn't do that, if you've got the older model, you can hit the second button and then the Y equals 2, because it says stat plot in blue, and this shows up, and then you just scroll down, or actually be on the first one, scroll over, hit Enter, sorry, hit Enter, and make sure the on is flashing. Okay? So anyway, that's that. So my stat plot is on. Now, in order to make sure I see all these points, I'm going to have to adjust my window. So I'm going to go to my window, and I had done this earlier as well. So my X's go from 12 to 108. So I made my X minimum is 0 and my X maximum 120. And then I just went ahead and made my X scale by 10. Now my Y's, my lowest value is down here, and it's 26,704, so I went as low as 25,000. And then my high was 95,102, so I need to be higher than that so you can see these points, so I went up to 100,000. And then I let my X scale be 1,000. So once my window is set, and I've got my equations in there, I'll hit Graph. There's the points. Here comes the first equation. Here comes the second equation. So I let... Where are my red and blue pens? So I let this equation here be my y sub 1 when I typed it in, and this equation here was my y sub 2. Make sure you know what you're looking at. And you can see the dots are all here. There's the first function, and then the red one is the second one. The first function clearly fits better. And so I asked you to, what did I say? Circle the equation that is a better model for the data. That would be this one. And that is number 29.